Alright guys, it's time for day 4 of BookTube Week, and today I'm reviewing 1984 by George Orwell. I have to study this book for A-level English, so I read it over the summer and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this book a lot. I am also, for the record, not scripted. Keep that in mind. Alright, so this book is about our main character Winston, who has doubt about the society that he lives in. What he lives in is a socialist society in which the world is separated into 3 groups of people: inner party members, outer party members, and the proles. The proles are generally left alone to do whatever. The party members are the ones who fabricate the truth. They change the past. They control the wars. They punish the thought criminals. And the inner party members, well, you're not entirely sure what the inner party members do. As I mentioned, thought crimes. Yes, if you think one bad thing against the party and Big Brother, who is always watching, you get taken down. And that's what happens in this book. Winston begins having thought crimes and even commits the wild crime of falling in love with a girl. This book is great. I really enjoyed it. It's very multi-layered, it's very deep, it's very dark and twisted. Seriously, if you saw my video yesterday and I said, what books made you think that the author was insane? I mentioned this because some of the things that Winston says, it's so depraved and horrible that you can't imagine somebody actually thinking those things. But they do, because they have been raised in such a way, in such a horrific environment where you are always being watched. You are never safe. So you're just forced to submit. And a lot of people just do because they don't know that there's any other way. God, this book is astoundingly good. I cannot wait to look into it in more depth next year. I've not tried to analyse this, a bit like The Great Gatsby, but there's definitely enough to do. It's got some great lines in it as well. For example, the first line of the book is written on the back here. It was a bright cold day in April and the clocks were striking 13. Great opening line. It means 1 o'clock. 1984 is an interesting one. It's a very interesting book. It's a book about rebellion. It's a book about rebellion being quashed. It's a book about corruption. It's a book about war. It's a book about love. It's a book about instinct. It's a book about everything. One, it explores the horrific dystopian future in which one person seizes power and decides that they know the correct way to keep that power. They're not interested in wealth, they're interested in power, and it's terrifying. This book is terrifying. There's nothing nice about the book, but it's great. 1984 is one of those books that makes you sort of question what it means to be human. There's a lot of stuff in the book about changing the past, and when Winston changes the past on behalf of the party, that's his job. He changes incorrect things in old newspapers. So if they're at war with a different country now, he goes back and changes that in all the newspapers so that they were always at war with that country. He makes sure that the documentary evidence proves that the current version of the truth has always been the truth, while that isn't actually true. But it makes you question, well, what is the past? Does the past actually exist? Or is it only in records? And by thus changing the records, are you actually changing the past? Does anything exist outside of your own head? It's very odd. I enjoyed reading it. I will be reading it again, I imagine, since I'm studying it. So stay tuned on this channel. I might have some more thoughts on it, because I'm actually going to be properly looking into this, so I might do some more videos on 1984 in the future. But for now, those are my initial reactions, so to say. Less of a discussion and review, more of an initial reaction. So yeah, tomorrow I'll hopefully, I'm not guaranteeing this at this point, have a review of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain, so that should be good. Yesterday I made a video with 4 different tag games in it. You can watch that here. I also made a video on Tuesday, which was a review of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and a video on Monday, which was a review of You by Austin Grossman. You can watch all of these videos by just clicking the links on the screen right now, or you can go to my channel 24 hours a year and just look for them. They'll be the most recent videos, and I'll see you tomorrow.